Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to share with you my actual methodology, and I'm going to be explaining throughout what I'm doing, and you're going to see my notes, and you're going to see a lot of different attacks that I believe is going to be incredibly useful to you, especially if you're on your way to do the OSCP. So sit back, relax. I hope you learned something useful, and please enjoy the video. So password reset, we obviously didn't have, or this, or admin croc crew. And doesn't seem like any interesting descriptions, if I'm correct. Let me try the same with LDAP. Yeah, so that's the description. And I guess it blurred out right here. Okay, so yeah, we did get the description. So nothing interesting there. And I believe we get the same with the red brutes, pretty much, in terms of all the users. I believe so, but let me make an actual user list. So you can do that. Perfect. Nice. We could also try Kerberoasting as well. Okay, 12 of 1 record returned. Connection refused. Try this again with KDC host. There we go, that worked. So yeah, sometimes this helps when LAP or when NetExec is being a bit unstable with Kerberos. But perfect. So we have a user called password reset, and we have the hash in Kerb. Good stuff. And before I forget, let's pretty much do the same thing with the users. So user list 2, password nothing. Let's try that. I don't entirely trust it, so I would just do the same thing with this. Once again, it didn't copyright. Alright, that's same. Let's give it a proper user file this time. User tune. And let's output this into ASREP. Let's try that. It's very likely none of them actually are vulnerable. Yep. That's fine. So let's try John on the actual Kerberoasting hash. Word list user share and word list Rocky. on the curve, like so. And reset password seem to be the actual password as well. Okay. So we should make a list with passwords now, I think. Because that's always a good idea, to check for password reuse. Okay, I need to just copy like so, for the time being. And let's also add the guest login password like so. Perfect. Almost perfect. Copy. There we go. And now let's try continue on success. Let's try the new path. And then let's try all the users. So, like so. This is just to check if there's any password reuse. And once again, with the Active Directory, when you get initial starter credentials like you would on the OSCP exam, there's so many possibilities that opens up. And yeah, that doesn't seem like the password is reused other places. So we have those two accounts. That is interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's pretty much just pull BloodHound data and we can take a look. So BloodHound collection all. And then the nest server target. It should work. If it errors out, we just add KDC host again. Okay, this worked. Perfect. Copy that. Copy that to temp. We can run BloodHound like so. And perfect. Now BloodHound is getting up and ready. And now we have something to work with, right? So there's so many things we can check with. We have not been extremely thorough. We have not checked the new user, for instance, if it can access RDP or WinRM or anything. So there's a lot of things to check. Let's see. Properly check the to users' access. WinRM, RDP, SMB, VMI, etc. Certify. Check BloodHound data next. So we can do it in this order. Perfect. So that should be now ready. Then we can see the password it generated for us. Perfect. And if we do this, we're going to see that it opened up on port 8080. So if I recommend not running BloodHound or Burp Suite when you're doing this, because there will be a port conflict, because they both use 8080. So localhost 8080 like so. Alright. So the default username is admin. And then we just take the password that we generated. Right here. Perfect. And now we can adjust the data. I put mine in temp. Like so. Upload. And now we can close the successfully uploaded. And Now, if you go to administration, we can see that the data is being ingested as we speak. Now the data is ingested, and I've added both of these as on the object. So BloodHound is obviously an important thing to check. So yeah, but let me just show you nevertheless. I got a bit ahead. So let's see. So we have the reset password. Just right click, add to OND. I have added them. And then what's the other user called? Visitor. So the same thing with visitor. And the path, I forgot to continue to record. The path that I think is the most likely was, I checked the shortest path, right? From owned object, like so. And we see a lot of data, but more importantly, we don't care about all of this. We care about what we actually have access to. And we do have access to the password reset, right? And this seems like an interesting machine because it actually has the permissions to delegate, right, over the object of the machine itself. So BloodHound is very convenient because it roughly tells us how to actually abuse this. And if you find this video useful, then you're absolutely gonna love this. We have a massive, free-to-try, 25-hour plus OSCP course that you can see that people are just absolutely loving. That inside gives you all of the resources that you need to crush the OSCP. We have a massive roadmap that literally covers everything. We cover initial access, privilege escalation, Windows and Linux. We cover Active Directory. We cover post-exploitation. We cover lateral movement. We cover pivoting, tunneling. We cover the exam. We cover the reporting. We cover all of the attacks that you need and all of the techniques that you need for OSCP. We also cover all the rooms that you need to do and all of the rooms just linked inside. We cover Active Directory chains as well. And we literally cover everything. And you will instantly get all of these resources once you join. So click the link down below, try it completely for free. I'll see you inside.